Julie here. Today I'd like to try something different, maybe a little, yeah, something very difficult to do. I thought about doing this for a long time, yeah, but today I thought it was the day to do it. So what I'm gonna do is react on a video of a person I personally know. John Smyly is a guy I met in Japan back in 2003, because I saw this video and I only saw the hate speech and people judging the guy without knowing him personally. So I want to watch the video and give my opinion. And of course, some people are gonna hate it, but I gotta say it because I know John. So let's watch it. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay. Okay, so he's on Saturday his day, so he's gonna check on this guy. Let's see what happens.
I couldn't help but notice you just sitting on the patio out there.
What's that?
I couldn't help but notice you sitting on the patio behind this building.
Yeah.
And there's the signs for no trespassing, private property, that kind of thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were doing, if you lived here or you worked here. It looks like you're working, doing something, picking stuff up.
Okay, let's start, of course, from the beginning. From what I see here, of course, I don't know the whole situation, but so John's doing his job, he's checking on the guy, all right? Just he's being polite, and actually that's the way he always talks. So from what I remember from John, he always talked that way. He's always calm. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. What's the actual address then?
3333 Arapahoe?
Okay, what unit are you in?
I don't think I have to actually tell you that.
Well, I'm just checking to make sure that you have a right to be here, that's
Well,
all.
I just told you.
So okay, so my first problem with this guy here, okay, I don't know, being as a black person like myself, sometimes I feel that nobody has the right to check on me just because I'm black. I don't know, I feel I'm being discriminated against all the time, which is maybe something natural because that happens a lot, the so-called racial profiling. That happened to me a lot in Brazil, but I don't see that as a reason to be rude to people and escalate the situation. So from what I see, yeah, let's keep on watching. Yeah.
Here. Okay. I told you that I'm working as well.
Okay.
Should that be enough for you?
Well, I gotta verify it, just so I know that you do in fact live here.
Kidding me? What do you need from me?
If you have an ID with your address on it, that'd be great.
Fucking unbelievable, man.
Well, we've had some stuff going on in this area. I'm just doing my job, just making sure you belong here, and if you do, then great, and I'll be on my way. Okay. Zayd, do you have anything with your address on it?
Yo, look, man. Here,
Hang
why
on.
don't you follow
Just
me
relax.
and I'll just fucking leave the building, dude.
Wait, just chill out, man.
Dude, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, so what started bothering me is the language. I don't know, maybe this is the way I was raised. So you don't talk to a person like that, especially a person in the authority. I wouldn't talk that way to the police because I don't want to die. I don't want to get shot at. So the best policy would be polite and compliant. It'll be over soon. Let's keep on watching.
I'm just asking you if you have something with your address on it, then that would help me.
No, I don't. How am I supposed to have something with my address
Well,
on it?
a lot of people have a driver's license.
They just carry something with their address on it?
Yeah, an ID.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. So, Mr. Atkinson, can I get your date of birth, please?
Why?
I just need to verify who you are, that you belong here, that you have a right to be here, okay?
Are you kidding me, man?
Can you have a seat, please?
No.
Mr. Atkinson.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
290 code 12. Can you please have a seat?
No.
Put that down.
Okay, so maybe that's the part when it starts escalating. So I don't know. So the guy here is talking to a police officer. The guy's asking me to sit down. So I don't think it's asking something too difficult. because the guy trying to check his ID. But as a black person, I would feel uncomfortable if people try to check who I am. But I want to live, so I don't want to get shot at by a police officer. But of course, John, I know John, you wouldn't shoot me. Yeah, he used to be my friend back in 2003. So that's the time when he got, really started to escalate. All right.
Stop. Mr. Atkinson, right now you're obstructing a police officer, which is a jailable offense. I'm asking you one more time to sit down.
So the problem here that the guy had a lot of chances to end the situation right away. So especially because I'm from Brazil, so maybe the U.S. it's the same thing. So you don't turn your back on people. That's very rude, especially to police officer. And the reason why I decided to make this video is because so John is accused of I'm not familiar with all police procedure, so I cannot tell if what he's doing is right or wrong, because I don't know why it took him to what made him check on this guy. But one thing I know, John's not racist. If he were, maybe he wouldn't live 2 years in Japan, because I met him back in 2003. So I think he lived in Japan 2 years. I remember hanging out with John till late at night. So he lived with another missionary guy. So we would hang out and play video game together. So there were always parties at John's place. So it's been 17 years since I met John. I haven't had contact with him since. But I don't think a person turns racist overnight. I don't think he's racist. What I could say, I won't say anything because I don't want to defend John or the other guy. But let's say that he made a mistake in his job as a police officer, but he's not racist. So especially recently with all this, of course, this police brutality and a lot of problems in the police that we see on the news, but. It's not just because of that we should be rude to people, especially police officers, and people who have guns and could shoot at us. Especially in a case like this, where I think it could be solved if the guy just complied. If he sat down, of course, his ID didn't have an address. He could just give John, the police officer, his date of birth. I think it would be over soon. Okay, let's just watch it just a little more.
Last chance, sir.
What?
Have a seat.
What?
Sit down. Right now I'm detaining you and investigating you for a trespass.
I fucking live here, dumbass.
Okay, so I'm trying to I want to think about both sides, but regardless of what's happening, you don't curse someone. Especially you're not going to curse someone with a gun. That's crazy. That's, I don't know. Talk about myself. I had a situation. I remember a situation in which I felt was there was injustice towards me. That was a little before I came to Japan. I think it was year 96, 97. I remember I left the city of Rio, and there's a place called Petrópolis. It's a place where the Portuguese imperial family used to live. So I took a bus to get there. And I remember that when I got on the bus, it was me and another black friend. So we got on the bus, but we're about to miss the bus. So we ran and got into the bus. And from what I remember, so I think about 1 hour after the bus left, so it was on the highway up the mountains close to Petrópolis. I remember 4 police officers came into the bus out of the blue. And of course, I felt really angry. Maybe like this guy here. So I felt that, I felt it was kind of injustice towards me just because I'm black. And I tried to argue with the police officer. I said, sir, why are we being checked on? And he said, somebody just tipped us off. So called us and said that 2 suspicious people got into the bus. So what I said is, so does it mean that black people are suspicious? So I was really polite because it was 4 guys with machine guns. Man, it's nothing compared to this. I thought I was going to die, really. And there's another friend with me. He started to get nervous. Douglas, relax, dude. We didn't do anything wrong. So I kept on talking to the officer. So what I did after that, I said, okay, sir. So why are we the only people checked on the bus? And he said, because other people, they come. Sorry, I don't know how to say this in English, but we say like they're all family people. So that means they work with the family. And I said, so you mean that black people have no family? And then I kept on talking. He said, why are you checking on us? And he said, because in the back of the bus, I said, sir, with all due respect, I paid for my fare. I have the right to choose where I want to sit because we had no marked seats. So I decided to sit here. And then I kept on talking to the guy. And in the end, I told him, sir, I'm a student. At that time, I hadn't finished my bachelor's degree in Japanese, which I studied back in Brazil. I have a bachelor's degree in Japanese. That was my major. And I showed him my ID. I said, sir, I'm a Christian. I have my Bible here and my books. That's all I have. That's the same with my friend. He's also Christian. So in looking at this guy here, I realized that if I had talked the same way he talked to the John, if I had talked the same way to the guys, I would have died because they were very nervous at us. They had machine guns. And I remember that time how old was I? So 96, I was 22. So I was about to finish college. They could have killed us. So 4 police guys, with machine gun. So what I take from that situation, the condition is, the situation is, it's difficult. So on the one hand, I know that police officers are supposed to do their job, even though it was a bias, though it was a racial profiling. They're doing the job. I gotta understand that. I can't just play victim all the time because I'm black. So I think as black people, we have to take that from our minds. So we're not being checked upon just because we're blacks. The police officers have to do their jobs too because there are criminals, both white and black. But I know, of course, we are biased for being black. But it's not just because I'm being checked by someone that I gotta get nervous and curse people. So I think he made the situation worse. Let's watch a little more. Okay.
Now, sit down. 290. Have a seat, please.
You're gonna tase me outside of my residence? I hope that
Drop
thing's
that.
on.
Put that down.
I hope the camera's on, sir.
Put that
I
down.
really do. No, I'm working.
You need to
I live
listen to
here.
what I'm telling
Is
you to
that
do
my
right now.
address? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything
290,
illegal.
we're on
I
the
haven't done anything
east
wrong.
side of
So I'm not gonna
2333
listen to you.
Folsom.
I don't
Subject's
know you.
failing to comply,
You're actually
not
on my
sitting down,
property,
and
and
he
I
has
feel
some
unsafe.
kind of a blunt object in his.
Again, so John's doing his job here, from what I understand. So he's trying to finish his investigation, and they said that the guy's not complying. And instead of complying, so as I said before, so maybe if he sat down and just did what John asked him, so this will be over soon. But he had all the opportunity to finish this. But what turns out, so maybe I have to finish them because I've been talking for 13 minutes. But from what I watched, it just got worse because he failed to comply, and then John called for backup. So he could have avoided the situation. And if you what this guy's saying here, John was really a bad cop, so he'll be dead by now. So it's not the case that we saw like the brutal case of Mr. Floyd. I forgot his name, George Floyd. That was really abuse of power and really some brutality. But here he's talking, from what I see and from what I know, John is very calm. He's talking calmly to the guy and he's being very polite from what I see. Actually, that's the way John always talked. So I decided to make this video just to, I'm not trying to absolve John and see I don't know what happened. So I'm not trying to take his side. But on the other hand, I can totally defend the guy that's being like checked upon by John because he's being very rude. He's cursing John and he's being rude to a police officer. I don't think that's cool. So the way I see this is as a black person. So well, I'm living in Japan, so I never had that kind of problem. But if I'm in the US or Brazil, I wouldn't talk to a police officer like that because I want to go home. I want to be alive. I don't want to get shot by police because of what I say. I don't know. So yeah, America has a lot of issues with racism. So on the one hand, there's the brutality of police force, but on the other hand, I think that black community thinks that they can never be checked upon. They can never be they can never be suspected because they're black. So I don't think that's good either. So we're trying to over defend ourselves. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think a police officer had the right to check whoever they feel suspicious. It could be a black person or a white person. So there's no race for criminal. But if I were this guy, I had to ended this in like 5 minutes. So I have given my so as a I think as a thing we say in the U.S. too. So in Brazil we say that if we don't owe anything to anyone, we don't have to fear. So if I hadn't done anything wrong, there's be no reason to get nervous or to lose my temper with a police officer. Anyway, I think I talked too much. I just wanted to make this video and try to at least defend John a little, because from what I saw on the news, he was criticized, he was condemned, and he had no right to defend himself. At least I like to say that as a person who knows him. Well, of course, I cannot say that he's still the same person as 17 years ago. But from what I know, John, I don't think he's a racist. And he wouldn't check on this guy without a reason. Maybe he had his reasons to do that. And from what I see, all the officers are very polite. They were there. They confronted the guy, but he kept on screaming and cursing them. I don't think that's cool. Actually, what he did was very dangerous. But of course, there wouldn't be a reason to be shot at. But if he really had met some racist cops, maybe he gets shot. Anyway, I'm gonna finish here. So I just wanted to do this. Just wanted to do this react. And yeah, that's it. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for watching.